This next hive started out as a split earlier this spring. Didn't grow very fast. The first box didn't build out real well, but they finally achieved critical mass to build out one deep. I had a nucleus hive that turned into a drone layer. It did not requeen properly, but it had a colony of bees. Rather than requeen it late in the season, I decided to merge the two together. What you're going to see is the original box on the bottom with paper, and then the second box is the nuke. I did this last week and put them away, and I haven't been in it since. So this is the first inspection seeing how the two hives combined, how they did. I was very clear when I did the first box that I brought over and added to ensure there was no queen in here. I went through it 3 or 4 times. So my guess is the queen that was in the bottom colony when the two were combined is the queen of the colony. And let's see how they did joining together. So we're going to take a look. I got to get a couple things situated. One thing I know about this hive is I fed it when I combined it. They didn't take the food. And I'm wondering if I'm going to find food in here for some reason. Thought that was really strange that they didn't take it down. And there's still food in here, and there's all kinds of bugs that were feeding on it. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But I'm going to take this old, crusty, moldy food and dump it out. Maybe something was wrong with this food. It was fermented or something that they didn't want to eat it, because there's all kinds of bees up in here in the feeder itself. But I'll make some fresh food and we'll see if that sorts things out. I do note a handful of hive beetles here and there in my hives. Nothing to concern yourself with. So I have to be careful with this because it's got liquid in it, so I'm going to take it over to the woods over here and pour it out. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. These were not massive colonies, so I don't expect there to be a lot of bees. Do sound kind of loud as I work them. Now these hives, even though they were singles, were treated with Apivar at the same time as everything else. So while I'm pulling them, I'm going to take the Apivar treatments off. Gonna quick go through the top box here and see what I get. So I could see the paper that I put on there. It's like a butcher paper. There's a hole this big in the center, so they have chewed it out. And honestly, I'm just going to leave it. They'll tear it the rest of the way out as they want it. What I'm after right now is the Apivar strips. So I see no brood up in the top. As expected, I'm going to go take a look down below and see what we have, because this was the broodless box. See if I can get you to see what the paper looks like. So this is what it looks like when they chew through the paper to combine. So in this frame I see eggs, I see larvae, all the way back, brood in all stages. So I know I have an operational queen. Ah, look at that. That's the side off the frame next to it. It's interesting. They sound awful loud, louder than the other hives. There's not a lot going on in here. It's a really small colony between the two boxes. So in all honesty, this almost could be collapsed down to one box again. There's just not a lot of bees on here. And I thought given the small number of the population, I'd be able to find the queen real quick. But I don't see her. And they don't seem too terribly happy, so honestly, I'm just going to put them back together. But if this colony is going to overwinter, it's got to be fed like crazy. And even then, it's pretty questionable as to whether it has enough resources to get it. So we'll find out in time. But the gist was this colony was so small, and so was that one, that together, the two of them, maybe they'll make a colony for winter. Who knows? That's what we're after. So given there's a larger population in this top box, I'm guessing the queen is up here somewhere. But I don't know. But I know I've got to feed and feed and feed this thing or it's not going to make it through. And even then, like I said, it's questionable. Yeah, this is what happens this time of year, right? You come through, you do your assessment of your colonies, and you figure out what you're going to do for fall. And this thing is super lightweight, super few bees. I may end up even taking these bees, shaking them out, and combining them with some of my other hives. Who knows? I've got the rest of September and October to figure that out. Maybe I could feed this thing and reconstitute it, or the other thing that I could do is possibly collapse all the bees down to a nuke, a double nuke, and put them side by side with my other nuke and do it that way. We'll see. I got time to work through it a little bit. What I like doing is doing this and figuring out what I have, and then coming back later and making a plan.